Hello everybody, so this is my Gen 2 FJR. It's a 2009 model, and today I'm doing a spark plug change and a throttle body sync. As you can see, the project is already underway. It's a very simple project. There's nothing complex here. So to get to where I am, I removed the seat, then I removed the cowling. It's just a pin type cowling. You just have to gradually pull it out and it will come off. There's a nut that secures the cowling, so you just remove that. So it's a pretty straightforward process. So once you got all that, you just need to loosen up this nut so the tank can swivel back and forth. Now this nut was really tight, so I need to have a bigger bar to break it. But other than that, now it's loose. You don't need to remove it all the way, you just need to make it loose, and the tank can go up and down. There's also two nuts securing the tank at the top, here and here. So take that off and prop it up. Now the gas tank is half full, which is good because this is almost a 6-gallon tank, and you do not want to do this with a full tank because it's going to be heavy. Once it's out, once it's up, it can support it with a wood or a book or a binder. I'm using a binder. This is perfect, and make sure the binder is behind that nut so it doesn't slide slowly forward and let the tank drop. That can be good. So once you got all that, now no need to remove the tank fully for this project. The plugs are located, let's see if I can see that. So that's a plug right there, that's a boot. So if you pull this whole thing up, the whole boot will come out. This is the wire, and there's one here, one there, and another on the other side. So let me go to the other side, you can get a better view. Alright, so that's a plug. That's a plug boot right there. So I just need to, the engine is hard a little bit, so I'm scared to touch it, but if you pull it up, the whole thing will come off. Okay, so same thing for that plug and the third one right there, and you'll see it. So just do that. Once the boot is off, use the supplied spark plug tool. It's in your toolkit, it's right under the seat. It's a really nice one. So do that and remove the plug. Now one thing you have to notice, with the plug you buy, it will come with the top end on. So what I mean by that is, so this is the old plug I removed. Now you see there's nothing here. Usually there's a cap that is attached to this. Now you should remove the cap because the plug boot only seats inside the plug if the cap is off. There is no space within the boot to accommodate the cap also, so unscrew it, throw it away, or keep it, I don't know, whatever you want to do with it, but this is the way it should go in. Alright, now I did not put any anti-seize because NGK doesn't recommend to put anti-seize, and it should be very lightly tightened because when I took off the old ones, it was so light, just with a slight pull it started loosening up. So just hold the head of the span of the torque wrench and just give it like less than a quarter pull to tighten it. So everything is done, so I put the boot back together. Now I'm trying to do a throttle body sync. Now this is the Gen 2, so based on what I've read so far, this says the computer is controlling valve number 3. So that should be that one. So that should be that one. So as you can see, that's the third throttle body, fourth one, and the other two is on the other side. Now this small screws, this brass screws you see, that's how you adjust the throttle body. Now don't touch that. the third one. It's computer control based on what I'm reading, but I'm going with it. So 4, and the other side you have 1 and 2. So this is the left side of the bike, and that's 1, and that's 2. So 1 and 2 are easy to get, as you can see the screw is right there, and for 1 the screw is right here. Now the biggest challenge I had was removing the rubber boots that attaches to the throttle body openings right there. That's the opening that you attach this tool hoses to. It's very difficult to get it out, especially for the second one, because it was wedged all the way in. There's no way I can get my hand in, so I had to unscrew all these hoses. So this whole setup, I had to remove it. It's very easy. So it's connected here, here, and here. So you just remove these plugs or loosen up this tightening knobbies and just pull up the hoses. That's I don't think there's any electrical connections attached to this, so you just move it off the way. Okay. And there's one more electrical connection you need to disconnect, and that's this one. So it's a press type. It's a press type plug. So press it, remove it, get it out of the way, and now you're good to go. So it's right there. The second one is right there. As you can see, it's even difficult to see, so there's no way we can get our hand into to remove that. Now when you remove it, make sure it's a small part. It looks like this. It looks like that. Now it's very difficult to do it because this is such a small thing, and you need to loosen up this tightening clip and make sure it doesn't fly off, and slowly remove the rubber boots. Now putting it back in, I'm going to press it in just like this, see if it goes, else I have to loosen the clip a little bit and press it in. Now here's the thing, even if you lose the clip, it's okay, because the rubber boot itself, it's quite snug fitting, so I wouldn't be too worried about it. But in case you lose it and you couldn't find it, use a small zip tie. I think that should do the trick, just like this clip is doing. But when you remove it, remove the tie, be careful not to cut through the boot. So anyway, that's pretty much on this project. Now next is I'm going to start up the engine. Actually it's hard cut right now. I was playing around with the carb tune tool, so I'll start it once it's cooler again, and we'll see how the gauges look. And then putting it back together is very easy. You attach back all the hoses and everything you took out, drop the tank back in, tighten it up, put the cowling on, put the seat on, and you're good to go. It's a very simple project. It looks complex in the video because of the many steps involved, but get through it step by step, you'll be golden. So that's pretty much it. Now there are other YouTube videos that I saw, but that involved a Gen 3 FJR, but I couldn't see anything on the Gen 2, so I just wanted to briefly run over, see what I have done so far. Now the only difference is the spark plug, the boot is different, I think, in the Gen 3, based on what I've seen, and also this throttle body, I think it's number 1 instead of number 3. That's computer controlled, but I could be wrong. But this is what I heard, this is what I read. So anyway, this is Gen 2, so I'm going with a computer control valve of 3 and adjusting others to get it closer. It's quite difficult to get it all aligned properly, so I'm going with the ballpark. As long as they are closer in range, I'm just going with that. As you can see, it's quite jumpy in idle, but if I raise it a little bit, it kind of stabilizes. number 1 is a little bit off than 3. Others are pretty close. So I'm going to adjust number 1 and see if I can get it anywhere closer to number 3. It's almost getting better. So it's as you can see, it's a pretty simple, straightforward car. So you just need this tool. I got it off as new on eBay, but you can see it in Amazon or eBay. I'll probably put a link to it down in the video. But it's a very helpful tool. It's like $100, 100 plus, but it's really worth it. Because you're going to do this every 10,000 miles or 8,000 miles or so it will pay for itself. Actually, it has already paid for it just on the first one. Alright guys, so hopefully this helps out somebody. It's a very straightforward car, anybody can do it. Thank you, bye.